Hi, I'm Thomas Chase Jones, and this is a continuation of just kind of breaking up a four-part diminished chords and using only three of the notes. So we used these notes last time and this, and now I'm going to just use the top three notes. So we've got this. Hope you can see that. And once again, each note is going to move one half step or one interval in a direction to resolve. This one's going to move down. This one's going to, let's see where I am. This one's going to move down, and this one's going to move up. So we get okay, so this is all the same diminished chord that we've been talking about. This now resolves to a C chord. So remember, we've got this now, C, this, that's G flat or F sharp, and then we have this one, that's E flat, okay? So now we'll take these top notes, just these guys, and I guess you can't, I bet you can't guess which way they're going to move, but you know how far they're going to move. Each one's going to move one interval. So this one will move down, right? This one will move up, and this one will move down. So now we get, that's an A major triad. So in a diminished chord, you have four major keys you could go to from any diminished chord. Okay, and I like to just use three notes because it keeps it real clean if I'm just going to a triad. So those are just diminished, all going to an E flat. And I'm just changing which E flat triad I'm going to. Keeps an open voicing when you do it that way also. The other thing is we have diminished chord will resolve to itself, which is a trait of diminished chords, okay? What do you mean by that, Tom? Well, okay, here's a B is the bass note. You hear that in classical music all the time. It's a nice oh, the swan is coming down out of the sky and going to land. Anyway, so the diminished chords can resolve to any one of the notes that's in the diminished chord and just making it a major. And country guys and blues guys do that all the time. So here's a three-part diminished chord. Remember we have this one, right? Okay, so so you hear that in jazz tunes, that little lick. It's just diminished chord going to the major. Diminished chord going to the 4 chord. Diminished chord going to the 5 chord. Okay, so diminished chords resolve to themselves. So they not only, that one diminished chord here will go to 4 different major chords, all notes based on the note, A note that's in here. So this is a B, goes to B. I've got an F here. So here's a, you got to try to get the right voicing. This is an F triad. So it's not a chord a lot of guitar players use, but I'm just showing you that that's an F. So we know we can go to a B, right? Or we know we can go to an F. Okay, the other notes in here is an A flat, so I can go to an A flat. And the other note is a D. I can go to a D. Okay, so think about now, you got diminished chord. You can go to, think of it as a 7th flat 9 chord. That means that the root tone or the bass note is 1 half step or 1 interval below any note in the diminished chord. Now those same notes become a 7 flat 9 chord. They resolve to themselves. So any note here, if I'm on B, it'll resolve to a B, or A flat, it'll resolve to an A flat, an F, it'll resolve to that, it'll resolve to D. All this one chord. This is why they use diminished chords, and we're going to get to more of it on the next lesson. I'm going to do one more lesson after this, and then you guys can play around with it. In a couple months, we'll do 10 more lessons on diminished chords. They're magical. The reason they're magical, the notes are equal distance apart, and that's why they're so flexible. They're equal distance apart. Okay?